feel like we're on a like a 90s, what was it called, Game On or something, when they're all live in a house together and we all are flatmates.
Oh, that makes me the ginger tosser.
I love that show. I wasn't making the ginger tosser, but I did you see, watched it then, wasn't it?
Yeah. Remember very well.
Big Brother.
It was.
Yeah.
Big Brother was the next thing, wasn't it? Next thing, kind of after that era of just kind of watching people and see what they're up to, and that was the first set of reality, wasn't it? Reality TV.
I went to one recording of the episode of The Word Friday nights. Did you ever see that? The Word. It was that guy who used to talk like that. What was his name?
Oh, you always get confused with the comedian.
Yeah, because he
Stuart
wasn't.
Lee.
Yeah, and he wasn't.
But he's not, because he had the same
Yeah,
hairdo.
he goes talk like that. Was it? And loads of bands would be on, and it was all chaos. And it was on Channel 4 Friday nights, and each episode would get more and more out of control. And they had a section where I'll do anything to be on the telly, and people would do more and more horrible things.
Right.
After first two series was hey, it's a laugh. And it's one of those parties where it's like,
It's starting to go a bit too far now.
Yeah.
No one's laughing now.
No one's laughing now.
They're grimacing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, amazing.
Thankfully, the application to get into the festival is not as grim as the Word.
It's not.
What would you do to play the festival?
Yeah.
So yeah, tell us a bit about, because I went to the festival last year, Worthing Festival.
Thank you.
I thought it was amazing.
Thank you.
Yeah, I went for every day we went, me and my kids, just going there. And I loved, me and Nick talked about this last time on the last podcast that we did, like people having an opportunity to perform somewhere, especially when they're kind of learning about music and writing their own songs. Like I remember when I was a kid, I was very fortunate. I came from a place where we had an amazing music service in Derby, and we had the opportunity to perform quite regularly. So I was doing like 1 or 2 gigs a week. And I remember seeing other people that I kind of were learning music in school, and they just didn't have that opportunity to perform. And it made such a difference for the kind of like the way that I approach music and the way that I looked forward. And I can almost see a path to where I was at the moment. I could see a path to the place that I wanted to be at. And that just gave me such like passion and such like a road to follow. And that made such an amazing difference. So I think it's really cool that you you can kind of offer these opportunities for people who are learning music and writing their own songs and going through different stages of their progression.
I quite like that we've got the whole gamut. So we've got like headliners that people know about that will recognise at the same festival and multiple stages. So Audio Active Stage is brilliant because it's all that youth rapping and doing dance music, and then in the Woodland Stage it's all fairies and folky, but it wasn't just folky. Actually, it was. So we had bands that would play acoustically versions of the bigger sets they did.
Yeah, there's definitely 2 bands that are playing on that stage that aren't folky as well.
Yeah.
Unplugged, live loungey.
Yeah.
But in the middle of some trees.
Definitely got a bit more
beautiful,
punky, garagey edge to them, but they're going to be up there doing a different version, I think. So yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah. Whole range of genres, whole range of experiences, and it's all for free.
It is. And I think just going back to what you were saying about seeing, when you were younger and having that opportunity to play and, kind of seeing other people around you playing, and that kind of spurs you on. I think that's the one thing that we set out to do from the beginning. So we said we didn't want any kind of, like, no shade to like covers band, but it was for this to be a platform for people to bring forward original music. And also in our programming, we've tried to partner with like lots of kind of music promoters and institutes, so that people can see themselves in the community, like up there on stage, and also just to be inspired. That was the thing. So even if you're just even thinking about it, it might think, I've got something in the bag. I'm going to apply next year. And we've tried really hard, like like for some of the stages and stuff, not to have any repeat performances. But what we have done, I mean, because the festival, that the kind of theme of it is all about growth as well, and coming together and growing the festival together in the town. But Kelly Collab was on the Woodland stage last year, and then they're the only band from our side that have kind of progressed, and now they've moved up to the Park stage. So, you know, because they pulled quite a big crowd in the Woodland area. So yeah, so, you know, and I already feel just in our second year of this format, the gears shifted up a little bit, and it's like, oh, okay. It's really hard to say no to people. I mean, even our process of going through, you know, applicants and stuff, it's you are, you know, we have to keep going back through videos, and then going back again, make it a short list, and you know, yeah, it's hard.
You must have, how many stages are 4 stages?
3 stages.
So you must have to go through a lot of acts. It's a lot of acts there, because what times are the music to and from?
So it's from, Park opens at 11 a.m.
Yeah.
And there are some performances at 11 a.m. And then the last band on is around about 7:15.
Cool.
And then everybody out of the park by 9, because we don't have any lights.
Yeah.
So yeah, everyone up by 9.
But that must keep people happy as well. Being the cut-off time, that must make kind of people around.
Yeah, that's the idea.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a daytime, late afternoon, early evening festival, and it's not designed to be raving all night.
I haven't got it in me. I haven't got it in me.
Yeah, we are finished by that time. Yeah, last year
literally.
we were sitting on benches, just looking at each other, just going, "What just happened?"
But I mean, I remember last year on the Saturday, the final act on the Saturday was Will and the People.
Yeah.
And that was, so they were like kind of 7:30, 8 o'clock, whatever it was in the evening. Like the night, it was just starting to get a little bit dark in the evening, and it was a hot summer's day. Everyone's a bit sweaty at the end of a long first day, and it was just beautiful chaos, and obviously their kind of shambolic but kind of chaotic performance style lended that as well. Just a beautiful way to end that first day. And it felt like you were at kind of Glastonbury or whatever kind of festival. It had that kind of, you know, chaotic community, kind of magic. It's kind of dusk, all that kind of stuff going on. It was beautiful. Beautiful.
It was beautiful. I had to be the evil guy at that point.
You had to be the evil / kind of not even boxing, the parading, like the kind of the time the rounds kind of thing. Like,
to get them off.
You had a countdown card, didn't you?
Yeah, because it was cut off time for live music, and they were just having a great time.
Yeah.
And there was loads of kids on stage, and they were just really, really enjoying it. But our license is like, till this point,
You just turn the plug off.
yeah,
With like a little Bo Peep crook. He was trying to like crook.
the shepherd's crook. The shepherd's
off the
crook.
stage.
Can you imagine with Will? I mean,
Yeah.
He beat me with it, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But what I built signs saying, "You got 10 minutes. You got 5 minutes. Now please leave the stage."
Yeah.
And he made it part of the show. So show everybody the sign. Show everybody the sign. And there's me, the janitor, going, "Got to look this place up."
I think when you're wearing a shirt like that, you'd be fine. People
I
let you
was.
off.
It didn't help me. Yeah.
If you're in a suit, people are like, no, absolutely not.
Wow. Harry that runs Hammerdown, he always wears a suit, and I'm sure people do as he's told, because he's got a natural authority that I've never had.
Yeah, just be sweating out in your suit.
I'm just waving, So that's all about not going through the night, isn't it? That's us not going through the night. On Sunday's slightly different because it's a school night.
Yeah,
It's not a bank holiday the next day, and so we noticed that it definitely thinned out about kind of 5:30, started to thin out, and we had great finishing act last time, which was the doll drummers and dancers. It was so good.
Yeah,
And
Cohesion Plus was like,
Cohesion Plus, and they were all dancing, and everybody was involved. But it was just the sun was going down, and people going, "Oh, school tomorrow, we'll work tomorrow."
Have you changed your schedule a bit this year because of that?
We've made the headliner just slightly earlier, and then it's going to naturally ease out.
Right.
So we've got some cool jazz happening
Nice.
as our last set on Sunday.
Great. Yeah, I like the fact you had the kind of instrumentally stage as well. It felt very like a different world as you went around the festival. That's what I really liked about it. And also the food. Like even just Saltio is maybe one of my favourite restaurants in Worthing. So just having them I liked the fact that they did different food as well.
They did.
When you go to the restaurant, it almost felt like you're getting a different experience just from eating there.
Yeah, because they got the kind of street food version, I suppose, isn't it? So we've got Saltio, like in terms of local businesses, you've got Saltio there, you've got G Light there, you've got Mac Daddy there.
G Light's the ice cream, right? Is
Sorry?
Ice cream? G Light the ice cream?
G Light, yeah, but he also does like arancinis and pastries and things like that.
Yeah,
and pizzas and bits of Italian.
Yeah,
it's a bit of Italian spread.
Big up G Light.
Yes,
Mama Sheila, of course.
Mama Sheila.
Yeah, African Kitchen.
Making me hungry now.
Yeah. Magpie's Pies.
Samples of all of them.
It's
a little tour around the restaurant.
They're all local. You know, it's all as local as we can get it. Is you know, it's the people that we see every day or know personally as well. You know, so it's trying to. One of the engines of the festival is that we're trying to help support not just local artists and musicians, it's local businesses and you know there's other communities that we work with. We've got the Real Junk Food Project who are there as well. So when it comes to food vendors, you know, not everybody has got that budget to spend at say Saltio or what have you, but we've got the Real Junk Food Project who are a food waste interception project. So they're there as a pay as you feel option. And then we've also got the Worthing Food Foundation who do a lot of like food bank stuff as well. So that you know everybody can kind of have some food there and have fun and things. And actually we work with the Real Junk Food Project to feed the artists as well. Amazing. So we pay them to make sure everyone gets a little bowl or something.
Other thing about the food is a really important thing to allow us to keep it free. And so we ask people, please don't bring a picnic. Yeah. Please come and support because each of the caterers are paying for their slot. They're having great days. And most of them had to refill. Yeah, most of them had to refill. But enjoy the entertainment for free, but give yourself a treat. This weekend, get yourself a. What was your favourite? What did you have?
Well, you see, I'm spoilt because I do have Saltio quite a bit, but what I don't see all the time is Cairo van.
Oh, that was good
Egyptian
as well.
Food. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I generally have 2 or 3 meals if I got time. What I do,
in between kicking bands off the stage.
I employ agents to go and get it for me. Yeah, and so I will be standing in front of the stage stuffing halfway through each set. Because that's the
tactical refueling.
Tactical refueling, because that allows me to stuff my face and then go and get the next band ready.
Here's an important question. On the Saturday, the busiest queue I think I saw was for the bar. But on the Sunday, definitely the biggest queue was for True Bonito for the coffees.
Oh yeah,
Have we got a coffee?
Yeah, got 2.
Great, 2 competition.
Yeah,
excellent.
2 are they from?
Well, because to ease the crowd, to ease that queue. So a couple of the feedback things from last year was with the bar because it was super hot right on the Saturday, and also we were dispensing from what you call Linda machines. Linda machines are great for like venues and for kind of pop-up scenarios. But the thing is, they're like a flash cooler, so they have a heat compressor on the side that kicks out heat. But when I've got them all stacked up next to each other and they're all working at full pelt and the heat is next to each other, everything was overheating and it was really hot outside and it was just coming out like beer sorbet. It was just like foam at one point. So we were wasting loads of beer just trying to get a pint of beer and it was just holding up the queue. So once we got through that, because the bar staff were traumatized.
They were.
The crowds were grinchy, obviously, because they're like, I've been waiting an hour for a pint, and then the staff they did not stop. So this year, what we've done is we've invested quite a bit of money into so we've doubled the size of the bar just to give a bit more space, and then we've got what you call remote chillers, so it's what you would actually get in a full pub setup. So we've got 2 remote chillers behind the bar, and then so your lines are then double dipped, so they'll be double cool. Works it out, it's 20 seconds to pour a pint. It'll be a perfect pour. So it means I can do 2,880 pints in an hour. So
Wow.
we can yes, I've done some maths, done some homework, I've listened to everybody. And we've gone back and done that. And then also, as you noticed, coffees, so one coffee van just getting hit again, that starts to
those iced coffees.
but they're not doing it anymore, they're selling the business.
Oh really? That's a shame.
Yep. So we've got 2 coffee vendors now. So one will be placed up in the Sound Garden, and then one will be in the main park. Yeah.
Excellent.
So there's 2 points to get coffee and cakes.
That's great. I think just I'd like to echo kind of what you both were saying, that not only is it bringing together the best of like music, local artists of all different kind of points in their journey, from the younger artists to more established and the bigger names, but it's bringing together the local businesses, it's the local creatives as well, and I think that's been the real joy. There was a real joy from last year, I think, with Audioactive collaborating, being a part of it, being a sponsor and having a stage, but kind of working with the festival planning team, you guys, the directors, and seeing it be pulled off so spectacularly. But again, this year it's kind of seeing the best of what's local in Worthing, like be it music, be it food, be it drink, be it arts and crafts and stuff as well. And it's also, it was a great place just to kind of see your friends as well. Like that was really like a hub of like everyone who you kind of see out and about in town, or the kind of local community, the cultural people who are at the gigs, at the exhibitions, wherever it might be, friends of friends, all that. They were there, and that was lovely as well. Just have a quick catch up. Hey, dude, yeah, what have you seen? What are you enjoying? What are you looking forward to? It's the place to be that weekend, and it's Father's Day as well on the Sunday, isn't it? So come, bring your dads. If you're a dad, bring your kids, and come check it out. Come celebrate.
Do you know what's different this year?
Tell me.
So it's the park opens on the Friday the 19th. So this year we've expanded the Sound Garden. So last year you might see all the glass house where you can go and play the tomatoes and stuff. And then you had the woodland stage up there. Well, so this year we have 6 artists. So 6 artists who are installing kind of like interactive art pieces up in that area. So you've got Michelle Payne, who was our festival artist last year, who's collaborating with Alan Jackson, and they've got 2 pieces in the trees. So there's kind of interactive, you can touch the trees and it triggers sound, and you line in between like very abstract kind of fabrics pieces. And then they've got another piece across the way. So you've got these 2 banks of trees, and you've got a very different experience on the other side. We're working with Storm Ministries, who do like large macro size crochet art pieces. They do a lot at the town hall. You might have seen like their poppies and stuff they did around Christmas. So they're doing a nature themed installation across 5 trees near the playground. We've got Make Amplify. Do you know Make Amplify? Zach Walker. He is quite primarily a lot like digital art, so he's worked a lot with Hello Dodo and the Bug Hotel, and he's worked a lot in digital festivals and what have you. But he's bringing his where the glass house was last year, he's going to have his kind of blackout tent in there, and his sculptures are in there, so you can basically there's going to be a lot of playful interaction with microphones, frequencies and sounds that are going to trigger these kind of like lasers and shapes that kids, well, anyone of any age can really kind of see what the response to the sound they make is actually in a visual way. Then we've also got ECE Architects are bringing their Mirror Beach House back to the park. We've got Ellie Bond and Lucy Rowan have got the Posy People. They've got their big flower installation. And then you've got Lorna Allen, who's a photographer who's photographed and interviewed everybody, and that has transpired into a art exhibition which will be featured in that end of the park. We've also got the archways that have been built by Making It Out. Do you know Making It Out? They're a charity who work with people who've been through like the justice system, who are trying to get themselves back on track and back into community, and people who've worked with addiction and what have you. They invited a group of volunteers up to their farm in Stenning, and we collectively made the letters, which are beautiful. You've seen them, for the Sound Garden. So we'll have the big sign for Sound Garden that'll be in the trees that we all made together. We had a bit of blacksmithing going on up there as well. And up in the Sound Garden, you'll see we've had like 2 months of community banner making as well, with loads of messages of, you know, togetherness and hope and celebrating Worthing. So they've got these big, beautiful, like appliqued banners. There's 30 of those to go up in the tree. So that's a public artwork. And then, so on the Friday is the kind of soft launch of the park. So it's a good one for anybody who's got any like sensory needs and things, because it is a bit more gentle, and you can come from 2:00 and come and enjoy the Sound Garden, and it'll be more focused on the art. And then at 6:00 we've got the West Sussex Youth Orchestra performing on the park stage. And then hopefully, if we can pull it off, we've actually managed to get an LED screen behind them, which means that we've got a collaboration between West Sussex Orchestra and Make Amplify. So we're going to mic up the orchestra, and then the frequencies that the orchestra generate whilst they're playing will go back to his sound sculpture. That'll create an image, the digital cymatic image, and then that'll be beamed in live time behind the orchestra. So whatever they're playing, you'll be able to, the art behind them will be what they are creating.
Yeah.
So that's on the Friday. And then Saturday and Sunday will be full park, so audio active, park stage, woodland stage. And then this year, and then we've got some of the children's workshops in the Sound Garden near the children's playground. So that's Hello Dodo. We've got Honey House, I think it is. They work a lot with them, you know, bringing families together on a budget and stuff. And family wellbeing. That's it. And then but we're involving the Haven this year. So do you know the Haven in Homefield Park? It's like a little allotment tucked down by the tennis courts. That's ran. It's managed by. Yeah, it's managed by Friends of Homefield Park, and it's meant to be like a nice place, mindful for your bit of mindfulness. And they've got one of the 90 Penguin Books open library little books in there. But it's a lovely little space, and I thought it would be great if people, you were finding maybe the park a little bit too much with all the stages and what have you, and they just wanted to go and learn something down at the Haven. So we've got talks by Titch Hill, who are a local vineyard up over in Sompting. We've got costume/drag life drawing. We've got pottery classes with Mudhouse, that's a collective. We've got basket making, which I was talking about beforehand, with Care for Baskets. So that's all the recycled plastic stuff. Who else? We've got African Drum Workshop.
Yep.
Nice.
So yeah,
Sean
so there's
Quinn,
more. Sorry,
Sean.
Yeah, with Sean. Yeah,
Drumheads.
Yeah.
And they're doing a little procession, aren't they?
They are. They're going to do a family procession from. I do believe it's 9:30 from Coast, and then they're going to take everybody up to the park from there.
So that's
Is it on the Saturday?
So that is on the day, on the Saturday of the festival. And there's also a procession on the 6th. So we're launching the festival month on the 6th, on the Saturday. And it's going to be samba and the Spring to Soul Choir and dancers and hopefully all kinds of other puppets. And we had a tap dancer last time.
Lee.
No, it wasn't.
Lee, no?
We had someone come down from London. It was a different, cool. Different tap. And they'll process into the town. And then we'll end up at Spun Vinyl Record Shop, and there's going to be a stage set up. There's going to be tables and chairs. They've closed the road, and it's just going to be a street party. We did that last year as well, as a kind of, we're opening the month, because the festival is not just our days at the park. We've also encouraged everybody to get involved as the Fringe for the whole of the month.
There's some cracking stuff going on for the Fringe, really good.
So the 2nd of June, for instance, Northbrook College is putting on Schoolfest, which is a whole bunch, probably I think we're up to 24 different bands are going to all get onto the stage at the Pavilion Theatre and play their best song. and there'll be 600 or 700 people in the audience, and it's the stage that Jimi Hendrix played on the February the 27th of 1967, and that is a little thing, exactly what you were talking about earlier, which is there's a sense that you can, at any age, you can start playing and do something exciting.
How inspiring is that, seeing them?
And what we love is that they find their tribes as well, because very often if you're in a band, I don't know if you were the same, band in school, you're part of a smaller group of kind of the freaks, and we were the freaks, and you didn't necessarily have a space to fit in, but then all the schools bring their favourite band, or their most appropriate, their best band, and then they meet all the others, and it's not a battle of the bands. So there's no one that thinks that they're primary or they've won, and nobody goes away thinking they're a loser. It's a festival, a little festival, and it happens all in about 3 hours. 2nd of January, Pavilion, free to get in, again the same, and we've made that part of the Fringe now.
Right.
And linking to that with Audio
2nd of
Active,
June, right?
2nd of June.
2nd of June,
Yeah.
a Tuesday. Come on,
It's a school night, school festival, school night.
Yeah, it's over by 9:30.
Yeah. Also on the 6th, you obviously mentioned about the procession, but we've started to do at Audio Active Worthing film screenings, and we're having a little weekend film festival as part of the Fringe as well.
Nice.
And our kind of theme, as it were, which we're going to carry on with, is films about music or with a really banging kind of music soundtrack. So linking to School Fest on the 6th, we're doing School of Rock at midday. And then in between that, hopefully the procession will stop off at Audio Active as well, and we'll do a little thing out the front.
Good.
On the
I
way
thought that was
to
gonna-
Portland Road, and then in the evening we're showing Summer of Soul, the Questlove documentary. And then on the Sunday we are doing Sing, the kind of kids film, which actually has got a really important message about saving grassroots venues, and it's kind of framed within animals, doing like a X Factory, Britain's Got Talent kind of thing, but actually it's a really important message.
Tori Kelly as well, isn't it? Incredible singer.
And then Quadrophenia in the evening as well. So amazing films at affordable prices, Audio Active, and with the bar open and some live music and stuff as well. So that's what we're doing as part of the Fringe,
Great, nice.
leading up to it, leading up to the
The
festival
whole
itself.
of June then.
It is, and
Amazing.
now you're able to see everything that's happening on the website. So the worthingfestival.org website has got a whole Fringe section, and people have just been uploading really cool events, such as just outlined there.
Go check it out online.
Yeah, it's definitely grown from last year, hasn't it?
Yeah.
It's grown in a really nice way. It's hilarious because yesterday I saw on Facebook, Worthing Council are applying to be a town of culture, and the same 5 people that are always on Facebook and never leave their houses are going, well, town of culture, this is a joke, can't park a car.
Oh, I saw your comment. I thought it was brilliant. Yeah.
Yeah, culture isn't parking. And yeah, if you can't,
It's not the heat network. It's not potholes.
Yeah,
it's not,
yeah,
It's not
yeah.
parking.
Yeah.
It's more than that.
yeah, this is stuff. And
Very
just
short-sighted. Simon.
come and maybe you haven't been out your house. Come and have a look, see if you like, and if you don't like it, suggest something that might be different, and we'll do that. Maybe if it sounds cool, or maybe you might like to do something that'd be cool.
Yeah.
Do your own Fringe event. Anybody can do anything.
Great.
It's really different to Brighton's Fringe, because Brighton Fringe, if you want to be part of it, costs you 400 quid.
Right.
You got to pay 400 quid to be. We're not saying that. We're just saying, just put it on the website so that everybody knows what's happening.
And I think stuff like this is so important, especially I feel like now, this year more than ever, like life and the news and everything, like world happenings can just feel quite dark,
Yeah.
quite heavy, especially for
Yeah.
younger people as well. Got the rise of AI and the rise of talking about things. I think having these opportunities and these positive things is not just about art, it's about music and it's about food and it's about the sense of community of everything coming together. Like, it's so refreshing and so nice for those to have as well 3 days of the festival and then a whole month of stuff going on with the Fringe. It's just this lightening things up for people.
Yeah, I mean,
on these
even on
heavier times.
Tuesday night when it was baking hot, I thought it was the last session in the workshops to get the banners made, And I said to Claire, who's been running the workshops, I thought, oh, you're gonna have a high dropout here because people are just too tired.
You did say that,
and they turned out like 10 of them rocked up, and 3 of them actually brought their own sewing machines, and they were like, come on, let's go. And she took a video, and the whole gallery in the back end of the Toad was taken, and they were there with their white wine spritzers just hammering through, making the banners and ironing and sewing. And I was just like, oh, this is so lovely. It was really good.
And that, what you're talking about, it is not just arts and culture, it's also the future. And the theme of the festival is let's grow, let's build this thing. And all this stuff that's being made, we're going to use each year. And so we're building up. Last year, we didn't have time, or we didn't have enough people to do what we'd love to do, and that would be to decorate the thing. We just didn't.
We had loads of decorations, but I think it was when we tried to plan the festival last year, the committee was a bit bigger, and there was this talk of like, can we do it? How, we didn't have a penny in the bank. It was like, how are we going to do this? And should we leave it that year and do it the next year? And I remember you and I were saying, no, we need the momentum. Just keep
got
the
to do
momentum.
something.
Keep
Got to do something.
the ball in the air.
Things you did well.
And it was at like this absolute breakneck speed from like the August to being like a community interest company by the January or something, and getting an application in for funding, to booking bands and booking suppliers, to next thing you know, you're stood in the middle of the park and you're like, oh wow, okay. That goes there, please. And we made loads of lovely colourful signs, and we had loads of colourful fabric, but we just couldn't catch our breath, could we? Whereas this year we've even grown the festival team. Like we've got a marketing, brand and marketing team now. We've expanded our programming team. We've got somebody specifically just on fundraising. We're working with other partners who can help us build infrastructure through community to decorate the park. So it's even the team that make it happen is starting to grow as well.
Doesn't mean we don't want more volunteers though.
No, we need volunteers.
We really need volunteers
to implement it all. Yeah.
I was just thinking about, as you were saying, like my kids have been to a festival every year, but we've paid for it. So we've been to different festivals around the country since they've been born, basically. And the expense of some festivals. I mean, there was one festival we went to, I won't name it, but it was 900 quid before we'd even got into the festival. So that's buying tickets for all the family. Parking was like 150 quid. Yeah. And then just as we're setting up, we're almost at £1,000. Yeah. And that's before we even bought anything. Yeah. The only way we could really afford to do anything more was my wife took like all of our cooking stuff so that we could actually make food for ourselves like 3 times a day. Yeah. And it's like, that's just not sustainable for families and for people to be spending that kind of money on festivals. And a lot of the stuff when you get into there, you're looking at like 7-8 quid a drink once you're in there. And it just felt like to the point where like it's too much pressure and too much expense for people to go and enjoy music.
Yeah. I mean, there's a couple of things there, because we would love to keep this festival free. How long we can do that for we'll have to see, because we rely so heavily on Arts Council funding that they're not just gonna keep dishing that out year and year. They need to see that you're gonna start standing up on your own 2 feet, because I don't think they can just keep giving that out. It costs an absolute eye-watering amount of money to put this on, because you've got 5,000 people in a field. You have to make sure they're safe, and that comes, to do that professionally comes at a big cost. For your security, toilets, sound management plan, medical team on site. You're into your tens and tens of thousands just to get that off the ground before you even pay for staging, before you pay for the artists. All of us work, we've got full-time jobs, and we're, as soon as we finish our work at 5, you're at home back on the laptop, WhatsApping each other till 10 o'clock at night going, have you seen this invoice? Have you sent the things out? Have you done this stuff? Even that in itself, you think, well, there's so much love for it. You could just keep going, but at some point, that might have to change. Something I'll have to give, because we're all working 2 full-time jobs. Yeah. Is that sustainable for 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, or whatever? But I think if it was to charge, we would have to think of it it would definitely start off in a little bit of a way, like maybe like a £2 entry, and we're not there yet even, just to kind of take the pressure off. I mean, the £1.50 cup, which most people were very understanding about, that helps us because it minimised the amount of waste we had on site. And I know a lot of people who've kept their cup and take it in their camper vans or have it in the work cupboard, or it's their glass of water by the side of bed, and they can bring those cups back this year. But that £1.50 for the cup not only helped us keep the festival as green as we could, it also was a little bit of passive income for us to cover the cost of the cup, but also it's a little bit back in the pot for this year. So yeah, it's just these little ways that we can try and help sustain it and keep it up in the air.
And some people were really generous and just donated.
Yeah.
So we've got to help us grow PayPal.
We'll put a link
people,
up in the description.
So some people are in a position where they're now comfortable and they actually feel bad not paying for something because they can.
Yeah.
So it's for a society where everybody that's got enough gives a little to the people that haven't got enough, and everybody comes together and has a lovely time together. I think it's happening. I think that's what we're doing. I think that's what it is. Yeah. Which is answer to your initial point, really, isn't it? Which is, it's possible to have something really positive, and people can help each other, and we can have a society where it's not just dog eat dog, or people fighting each other because they've got the wrong hat on.
That's the biggest thing I found moving down here, because I was in London for 16 years.
Yeah,
I lived in every area of London you can think of. I was like east, all around different areas, and as soon as I moved down here, I was like, oh, there's this bigger sense of community, and people aren't just thinking, right, profit. How can I make this the most monetized thing? And like you're saying, like, I think different festivals obviously have different views about how to then progress from where they are now. You guys are thinking about different ways to progress the festival. How many other people can we get involved? You're not immediately thinking, you can think about easing the burden a little bit by people putting in a little bit to the festival or charging a small amount, but you're not really thinking profit.
No, because we're a community interest company as well, so we can't make a profit. Anything that we make has to either go back into the festival or benefit the community. Okay. So it's a non-profit organisation. It's not, we're not throwing a rave in a park for a quick buck or anything like that.
Definitely not.
It just needs to, wash its face, cover our costs, at least, and then, any other little tidbits that we get goes just straight back into just keeping it ticking
to grow for the next year. Bigger and better. Build on what you've achieved last year.
Yeah. And it's nice that, like, I think for us as well, when you've got younger people, well, people of all ages volunteering, but if younger people want to get involved in volunteering, because they want to get a taste of it in case they want to do volunteering at Glastonbury, or they want to, or they want to work in events and things like that. So they can get a little taster for it, and we can help them with that. And it's just helping get that little career path in people's heads, or, quite like as well, getting them on board.
It's real work experience at a time where it's very difficult for younger people to get any work experience because there's a lot less employment. So that's quite kind of cool. We get a lot of Northbrook music degree students coming. They'll get involved in the backstage stuff. It's not just open to Northbrook; it's open to everybody. It's open to everybody. But last year, that's who we had
learning on the job. So
I'm
important.
Involved in that.
Yeah, I'd say as well from the performance point of view, particularly think about the audioactive stage, but not exclusively, because you had some younger bands and performers on the park stage and the forest stage. What was it called?
Woodland
stage. But you're talking about kind of work experience of working at events or stage management, all that kind of stuff, but also performing as well. So we've had loads of the audioactive young people who've come through our sessions perform in our space inside on our stage, but actually taking that to an outside setting and performing to an audience who, may not be there for them. They're passing through and they've got their kids with them, or they're just kind of having a browse, and you're in a park and you've got the outside factors and there's like sound.
The sound is so different.
It's very, very different. So it's getting that experience too, to then hopefully go, okay, great. Well, we've played outside now. We can maybe apply to other festivals or, do other outdoor events, not just inside stuff. So it's a rite of passage. It's experience as well. It's also bringing them, like with all the artists, hopefully bringing them to a new audience who some of them might know them already, but a lot of them will hopefully discover for the first time and then be like, right, well, I want to see what they're doing next. I want to listen more. I want to follow their, see what gigs they're doing elsewhere and all that stuff too. So it's a really great platform for people of all ages, but certainly for young people to get that work experience, that experience of performing, and just also coming to a festival. As you said, you were talking about earlier about like the price point, that kind of stuff. They may not, their families or themselves may not be able to afford to go to Reading and Leeds or Glastonbury or wherever it is, but they can come to somewhere in the heart of Worthing that is free, celebrating the best of the community, and have an amazing weekend. And that's priceless.
Yeah.
The act of even applying for a festival, right? That in itself is kind of invaluable. Like having to go onto your site and just kind of like, or they're applying a certain way. That's such a valuable way to apply to it.
We are developing this whole side of it because we got a bit overwhelmed this year because a lot of people applied, and there's only us going through them. And so I would really like to have got back to everybody that applied that we couldn't bring on, and it's just we just weren't able to this year. So we'll develop a kinder, more welcoming way to say, thank you for applying. We couldn't put you on this year, but we need more people, don't we?
Yeah.
Need more people. It's not entirely people that have applied that are on there. We've got a programming team, and the programming team is looking at
Park Stage is more programs, isn't it? It's kind of, that's a little bit more cherry picked and then Woodland Stage was more the application side of things. But even I just remember last year because I was running around like crazy with my high vis on and my visor and ladders under my arms or whatever it was. But I remember because I didn't get to see any bands. But I remember as I was ping ponging around the park thinking like, oh my, like the caliber's really good. I was like, it was really, I was getting these like vignettes of Saturn. I was like, and the one band that I did stop me in my tracks was Curls. Because I hadn't heard them before, and I just remember turning around like, who is that? That was amazing. We've got some cracking photographs of those girls playing as well.
Yeah, the photos that came out afterwards. Fantastic.
I've sent Michelle some photographs this week. Because I was like, have I sent audio active photographs yet? So I've sent you a bank of photographs at the beginning of the week.
And a really important part of doing a festival is really important for us to make sure that everybody is represented, because it's very easy. There's a lot of white boy with guitar bands, and I love that. I love it, but it's very easy to entirely build your festival just on those kind of bands, and we really, really want to make sure that it's much more diverse. You get a sense of that, and the Saturday is a little bit more indie, a little bit more rocky, but Curls, all female band, played on the Saturday.
Smashed it.
And they smashed it. Yeah.
Maybe we should talk about some of the perhaps picks, the highlights perhaps of the different stages.
Yeah,
like who you're looking forward to being seen or seeing yourself as well, or you're excited, people you've programmed or people who've applied. Because I've got loads on Audio Active we could highlight, pick out.
So on the Woodland Stage, you've got Joel Whittaker, who plays in a band called Keg, but he's got his own solo like releases under Joel Whittaker. He's a brilliant composer, so he's going to be playing just him and his guitar, and it's kind of like sort of Spanish style guitar playing, but he's absolutely brilliant. And I can never say his name properly. Is it Fife Dangerfield? Fife?
It's got to be Fife.
Fife
banana.
Dangerfield. Yeah, and he's from the Killymots, right? So he's playing on the Woodland Stage. And I think it'd be really cool seeing a couple of the bands. Is it Greenness and Joanna and the Dropouts? They're on the Woodland Stage.
Yeah.
So they're bands that are going to be playing up on there, but maybe it's a bit more stripped back. Park Stage would be great seeing. So Sarah Oshlag, she on the Sunday, she's a jazz singer, very Ella Fitzgerald, but she's I mean, she's been playing recently at like Ronnie Scott's in Dubai, and she's been playing Ronnie Scott's up in London, and she's touring all over Europe now. And she's going to be playing on the Sunday.
Nice.
Quite early, and then zipping off up.
Yeah,
to
she's
London
got
for
another gig. Yeah.
Yeah, so get there early, people.
Then we've got Linos. So what's that wonderful instrument that he plays? It's in the big seed pod. Mbira, yeah. So he'll be playing, yeah. And he'll be there on Sunday as well. Obviously, Fuji Miyagi on Saturday, because I remember listening to them, you know, when I was in Newcastle before I moved down here, and I was like, this is wicked that this is now happening. Yeah, and I'm really excited to see what's happening in we've got Karush, who was an Iranian performer. He's going to be opening the Park Stage on Sunday. He's one of Best Foot's musicians. So Best Foot Music, they work a lot with refugee musicians. And then we've also got Bashir, who will be playing in the Haven. So he's a Sudanese poet and musician. So he'll be down in the Haven. So we've got these lovely little breakout spaces and quite a mix. Yeah.
How about you, Mike?
I'm really looking forward to Maccabee.
Oh yeah.
Maccabee, the cucumber man. It was quite an aspirational booking, that one, because he's quite big on the live reggae scene, and essentially we approached him as Haile Selassie's favourite seaside town. Would really like to welcome you, because Haile Selassie stayed in Worthing for 6 weeks, and one of his big tracks is about Haile Selassie. And yeah, he went for it, and he's been absolutely charming in our communication so far. Really looking for. He's bringing an 8-piece band. I just found out today.
An 8-piece band from the Midlands as well.
From the Midlands. So while a big thing is like we're growing locally, also we want to have national figures coming in as we grow.
Definitely.
Yeah. So that again, I think that's really aspirational for local bands.
Definitely.
So we've got the Roebucks. They're I haven't heard them, but I've seen their videos and they look really cool. Who else we've got? We've got the Holy Youth.
I was going to say them. Yeah, Holy Youth Movement.
They're big and brash and noisy. That's like Saturday's going to be that kind of vibe. Having said that, we've also on the Saturday we've got Gyratory All Stars, who you get to see twice in the same month, because they're also playing at Audioactive, aren't they?
They are on Friday, 5th of June, supported by the Stash family.
Yeah, so that's big, funky, soulful vibes. So generally, Sunday is more funky, soulful, reggae, world music, and Saturday is generally more rocky, independent. But there's crossover as well.
You got people like Abby Flynn as well.
Oh yeah, friend of the pod, Abby Flynn.
100%.
Yeah. So she was meant to play the Audioactive stage last year, and then last minute, because she's amazing and so in demand, got asked to go and play in Canada. I think it was.
Right.
So this is kind of like a unfinished business, I think. And she's amazing. And if you've not listened to the episode she did on this pod a while back, go check it out, because that was a lovely conversation you two had.
Conversation.
Yeah, she's lived. And she's incredibly talented, and has a lot of local kind of history, relationship, Northbrook, and she's doing lots of stuff with Coast and some stuff with Audioactive as well. So 100% go and check her out. I'll say headlining on the Saturday, we've got Louis Levac and the Sway Jazz Collective, and Louis is amazing. He's one of our music leaders, but he's an amazing rapper and youth leader. And seeing him solo is one thing, and he's been doing amazing stuff supporting like Obi Trice and Lloyd Banks and things at the Factory. But you see him with the Sway Jazz Collective, and it's another level. Like it goes off. We've also got Kamara, amazing singer, bringing her band as well. Imani Ruiz, Max Adrian from the Emerge project. Yeah,
I've seen Imani.
Soulful and R&B and all that kind of thing. Yeah. They're amazing. MC Lily Wolf. Shout out. If you don't know, get to know. You might have seen her with DJ AG and RD last week at Water Bear. We've got loads of rappers like Diz Lyric Bud Beginnings, Kyrese as well, Envy, New Generation Jazz, doing a little collab with them as
They're
well. Like
brilliant,
last year,
yeah.
they're incredible. Bring their young people.
Just Bones.
Just Bones,
He's one of my
yeah.
favourites.
JJM, another amazing rapper.
Yeah, yeah.
That's Saturday. Abby Flynn, like we said, on the Sunday. But we've also got like DJs like DJ Beefy bringing the house vibes, and Ethan bringing the drum and bass. DJ Melly as well. The Kick on Saturday, who they've been great. They're like a young band. When they started coming to our sessions and rehearsals, they were very much like a young Oasis or Happy Mondays or Kasabian kind of vibe, and now they kind of really branched out doing their own less covers and more of their own original music, and getting out there supporting like the Arctic Monkeys tribute band, and Oasis, and all those kinds of guys. So they're wicked and a good laugh. We've got more rappers like Arthur Jameson.
Oh yeah,
he's incredible.
He's great. He's one of mine at the moment. He's at Northbrook.
Is he? Yeah. Oh, wicked. Yeah, and he's got he's working down at East Beach Studios and stuff like that as well.
Yeah,
and doing stuff
he's
with
a busy boy.
with
Busy boy.
With Vac Van Aldo
That's it.
Cafe.
Yeah.
People like Roscoe as well. Just checking out the list. Boudica is a mate. You know Boudica? Yeah.
She was at Northbrook as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah, and Mad Liso, Mad Blessings, another rapper, works a lot with Louis, amazing beat maker as well. And he started doing more live performances now, but for a while he was more behind the scenes, more producing and doing youth work. And now is kind of stepping back on stage, and
That's right.
like multilingual and incredible. So really diverse programming, some rap, some DJing, some jazz, some R&B. Some band stuff as well, and some of it is a lot of it is younger performers who are coming up through our projects, through our sessions. Some of them are more established acts like people like Abby Flynn, and then some of them more established, and there are music leaders who are active as well, who are working professional musicians as well. So a really lovely snapshot across the spectrum.
I love it that we've actually made it difficult for people because you've got to make a decision.
Or programming, where are we going to go?
You got which one do I go to? You're going to have to miss people that you'd really like to see.
Mm-hmm.
I'm getting a strange pleasure from that.
And then on the flip, and then also on the flip side, there's the knowledge that even if you don't know people or you're having to pick a stage, you're going to have an amazing experience no matter what stage you're at. And even if you've not heard of any of the people who are playing at one time, just wander around and sample a bit, and you're going to fall in love with someone. You're going to kind of find your new favorite band or rapper or DJ or like someone who's fitting your vibe as well. So the programming across the three stages is going to be so strong. And if you're not at a stage, then you'll probably be getting some food or drink or in the newly refurbed playground.
Yeah,
maybe you've got kids as well, because that was the thing from last year. Like the playground was a bit kind of like knackered, wasn't it? So I think having that kind of done up by the council and stuff, and
it's a cracking playground. I spent a Tuesday in there in
just on the swings,
in the swings. Yeah. No, it was from 9 a.m. until about 4:30 in the evening, and because I actually physically measured everything in the park with the trundle wheel, but I could hear. And as I was kind of trying to visualize like a new layout, and the stages are in the same position, but like the bars change around and everything, and just like how to, design the sound garden and where everything would go and stuff, I could just hear this beautiful kind of like, like a xylophone sound, and it was coming from the playground. So it's naturally that space since last year's festival, you've now got Shona McDonald's Fox statue in there, and then you've also got this wonderful little sound garden of its own right, because in the child's playground they've got these little instruments they can play, and it's just so lovely that the way they've designed it. So I thought this is such a natural progression for us to have an expansion of the sound garden in there, because it's more art which sits alongside Shona's Fox, and then you've got this interactive element with the other artists, which is already there within the children's playground. So it's worked out beautifully on that front. It's nice.
I just remembered, quite a while ago, you said we all mentioned playing tomatoes, and then we didn't actually say what that meant.
Yeah, I
we didn't actually say what that meant. So for those of you that were not at the festival last year, playing tomatoes is not a kind of throwing game. It's it's a setup where fruit and vegetables are attached to electrodes or sensors, and by touching or stroking or otherwise otherwise,
Yeah, if you so basically, like when we were thinking about the festival, we were like looking at like themes of the festival, or maybe like what angle to come from for the festival, and then we started looking at the history of Worthing, which a lot of people weren't too aware of, and that was the glasshouse industry. Like that started in the 1800s, and it was pioneered in Worthing by George Beer and the Linfield family. And basically, what that was huge industrial sized glass houses, and inside those glass houses they grew the famous Worthing tomato, and cucumbers and grapes, chrysanthemums and carnations, and that was a huge amount of produce that was shipped all over the country, that fed the whole country basically. And that is why you have Worthing, East Worthing and West Worthing train stations quite close together, because the nurserymen would load the trains as the train would come through, and then the train would go up to London, and then it would disperse all the produce right over the country. And Worthing had pioneered that, and then at the forefront of that before the Dutch, I think, apparently. So it's a big deal, and that's all part of the sunny Worthing. You get 3 weeks of extra sun every year here in Worthing, and it fits in nicely with like kind of the motto, which is was it from the land plenty, the sea health. I think that's the motto of the town.
I think that's right.
So this whole kind of fact that Worthing was a town of growers, that all families probably would have worked in the nurseries, but as things change and food gets grown elsewhere and all that, the nurseries kind of dwindled away, and it was sad that this kind of fairly recent part of Worthing's history was sort of being forgotten about. So I contacted Malcolm Linfield, who's part of the original family, he's the grandson, and he sent me all these really beautiful sepia photographs of the workers who used to work at the up at the nurseries. And so I had these photographs, and then I found a free greenhouse in somebody's garden, and I went and chipped it down just with me and a chisel and a hammer, and I got the frame of this greenhouse. And then we put the sepia photographs up onto the glass house, and then inside I worked with the sound artist Alan Jackson, who's coming back this year to have his own installation of his own right, in collaboration with Michelle Payne. But we found this interface called Spoke that was crowdfunded back end of last year by a music educator called Tom Fox. And it's like a really affordable but cool piece of interface where essentially you could, plug it into anything that was conductive, and you can trigger sounds through your laptop and stuff. So I found this documentary, which was the Tomato Growers of Ferring, 1971. So we took kind of like vignettes of that documentary, and also other sound recordings that Alan had taken, sort of like steam trains, birds, the sea, just kind of field recordings. And so when people touched the vegetables and stuff like that, it would trigger these kind of emotive sounds that kind of would have been reminiscent of working in the glass houses, really. So yeah, you go in and you can interact and play, and it's nice.
It's so cool.
Yeah, so that's coming back again this year.
History of Worthing. That's fascinating.
Yes. A lot of people don't, and it's really beautiful. And I think again it comes background to people that eat together stay together, don't they? It's that kind of like something very family-esque.
Because my friends have got spaces at the allotments in Worthing, and you go there and it just that feeling of just growing your own food, and it is such a community.
The allotment here are absolutely stunning. I'd love for our fringe to grow into educational days and like an open allotment. If somebody wanted to teach somebody, if they've got the bees there, or they're doing whatever, they're growing special tomatoes and talk about them, then please get in touch, because I'd love that side of the fringe to grow as well.
Yeah,
because who knows if we might need that stuff in the future.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
As well. Important things to know.
Sustainability,
important things to know.
Keeping it green, ethical as well. I think, and amazing, celebrating like the best of Worthing now, but looking back and celebrating Worthing's history as well. Yeah, it's really, really important.
So that was kind of what we were thinking. It's like, okay, so it's not a town that grows fruit and veg anymore, but it is a town that's growing culture on the south coast. So that's what this town's good at. It's good at growing stuff. It's good at growing communities, and it's good at coming together. So we've kind of gone through that historical lens to kind of see what we're doing now,
Yeah.
really.
We haven't got nurseries for the vegetables anymore. We've got nurseries for the kids.
Exactly.
The kids of the
Musical
future.
kids. Yeah, exactly. There you go.
But I do have a question. If Maccabee's coming down, is he going to have his hands on a Worthing cucumber? Even though we don't grow them anymore, can we make that
I'm sure
a
we
thing?
can get one from an allotment.
We've got to make it happen.
Yeah. It's that video you were showing earlier. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just shower him with cucumbers.
That was why he was so appropriate for me,
Yeah.
because his whole thing is about healthy living, produce, eat well. Just that's exactly what we're talking about, and it's deep, dark reggae as well with big bass lines. And just everything I love. It's not just about me. It's not just about me. It's not just about me. Yeah.
I think we've covered all the elements of it now.
The gamut, as you used earlier, Mike. The gamut of the
Did I?
festival.
Oh, I'm glad I got that in. I'm glad I snuck
'cause I
that
think
one in.
this is something that's come up a lot on the podcast as well. I know that we talked about it. Is that I think within certain mainstream education, I know when I was at school, kind of learning about music, it kind of felt like a lot of the stuff that we learned was very archaic and very kind of like old school, and especially the kind of stuff that we were learning. I just kind of felt that it wasn't really like, how was I going to apply any of this knowledge to like what I wanted to do within music and what I wanted to learn about. And I was like, I wasn't really into that kind of music. Like, I appreciated classical music, but I was finding it really hard to kind of like assimilate how I would take all of this knowledge and apply it to a career within music. So it's really exciting that you're kind of doing stuff away from kind of mainstream education and away from a curriculum, and you're kind of showing people this is what you can do, and this is the path you can go towards, and these are the things that you kind of demonstrate. I think that's so important and so motivating for people.
That's
good feedback.
yeah. Well, that's great feedback. And then once you've done that, you can connect it back to those bits that are important, which is okay. There's some. Did you realise you used some notes, and the music you made, that pumping track you made is in a key, and and did you notice that you like this key more than you like this other key? So you do connect to those formal stuff, but after
Through the medium of
you've got excited, and after you felt I can do this, and yeah, this is something.
I think that's the thing that a lot of schools miss, is that important part of connecting to the student first. And connecting to them and saying, what is it that you enjoy? And then putting some of that older knowledge through a medium of something that they connect with.
They're getting very much better. I mean, so much better than when I was at school.
Yeah.
And it was this dry old thing.
But you talk to most adults who have been through those classes through music, and they're just like, oh, it was such a nightmare, and I don't remember much about it. I just remember being torn off. Yeah,
it stifled the creativity. But like with the sessions we do, we're very much against that. We're very much, as you're saying, we're young person led. So, you know, we have a theme. So like one session might be more on the production side, or one's more about for bands or instruments. One's more about rap, or, you know, DJing can be included too, or songwriting. But, you know, we see who's signed up, which young people signed up for the free music session for the 2 hours, and what they want to make. Like, okay, well, how can we help you with that? Like, you know, and also what level are you at? You know, because you know, our sessions are for ages 12 to 25. So, you know, a 12-year-old coming in to make music for the first time is different to a 20-year-old. So it's like, what do you like? You know, where are you at? And like, we'll kind of light touch guide you with that. Or, okay, do you need a bit more kind of like hands-on kind of tutoring? And like Mike's saying, you kind of start to bring in the theory, start to bring in, oh, did you notice that, you know, help you kind of guide, but it's not about, right, sit down and learn the theory and, you know, do the practical work, like do the theoretical work. No, it's get your hands on some keys, get your hands on like some buttons to press, and, you know, here's a mic, like, what do you want to say, what do you want to express, what do you want to write down, that kind of stuff. And
it can be a surefire way to put people off for life,
well, you kind of
like being rigid about it.
They're not free to express themselves. They're having to kind of go through these kind of hoops, these kind of guidelines before they can even kind of get to creating. So yeah, I mean, unofficially, as part of the Fringe as well, we'll have our ongoing free music sessions. So if any young people or parents of young people or parents, adults of young people want them to come and try music for the first time, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday night in Worthing. We also do stuff in Brighton and Crawley as well. Really great chance to kind of come learn to make some music, and then come and enjoy the festival, you know, leading on from that.
I've started making composing tunes with my kids. So what they'll do is record through the laptop, and then we'll talk about how we want to like structure the song. And it's amazing what results you can get literally just recording through like a MacBook. So they will sit there and they'll record the tunes, and then we'll talk about, I want to shape it to this thing. Often it's like songs about how they love their family. It's quite cute.
Wholesome. Yeah. It's
And
not
then
too
we'll play it back.
angsty just yet. Then.
Yeah,
A bit
and
too
it's like,
young for
it's amazing how they can create at that, even at the age of, my 1-year-old will kind of sing into it.
Yeah.
And then you got 5-year-olds, and then you're kind of playing the music back and them hearing that, the feedback loop of them being like, oh, this is interesting. I can actually hear what my voice sounds like.
It's
not
play.
hearing through their ears.
We use the word play music as adults without really thinking that it's play. It's just really cool. It's really fun. It's really
It should be fun.
it's recreating yourself.
Yeah.
Recreation, recreating.
But it should be
yourself.
fun, and maybe that's part of the problem, that sometimes it's not made to be fun. Like if it's a more formal setting, and that's why people get put off at it. But if it's fun and it's free and
I remember
open,
when you said in your podcast, someone said, "This is what we can do in music."
yeah.
It's like, what? This is fun.
Exactly, but it's getting back to that, and not just with music, but I think in lots of art forms, but like that play and sense of creating and expression without kind of rules or kind of just as adults we should be doing more of that. So certainly the younger people and kids should be doing that.
Yeah, that's what kids teach you, definitely.
Yeah.
Is to just be a bit silly.
Yeah,
Forget your ego.
Yeah.
Just be silly.
and be in the
playful.
moment as well.
Yeah, definitely.
Be present.
Yeah.
100%. Have you got any other things that you want to?
No,
you
I
talked
think-
about a lot of different things there.
Yeah, there's a lot of components. Yeah, so I think
It's
Amazing.
probably worth saying we're not the only people that are running this.
yes.
Yeah.
We're just two representatives.
Amazing.
Although, got to say, Jen is the engine of the
The generator.
the generator of this thing. But yeah, we've got a pretty good team.
Yeah.
If people want to get involved for next year, talk to us, because we're here representing the community essentially. Worthing Council had it. They said we can't do it next year. The community will do it, and so a bunch of us got together and said, "Okay, should we have a go?" And this is what
This
is
is the result.
This is the result. Yeah.
Incredible.
But
What's your
people will come
website
in.
so people can find it?
worthingfestival.org.uk.
That's it.
Nice. We'll put a link to that as well on the
Yeah.
description.
Fantastic.
Amazing. And where people can donate as well and get involved. But yeah, thank you so much for doing it. It's an amazing festival.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Give a
I've
lot
already
back.
started my folder for 2027.
Yeah. Heck yeah. Yeah.
It's exciting. Very exciting.
Constantly being inspired by things, things I hear, things I see, and I'm like, right, next year.
Yeah, you can't fit it all in. It's 2 days gone to 3 days.
It's only going to be 3 days at the park now, but but things around town.
And it'll never be noisy on a Friday. And it'll never be noisy at night.
Yeah.
We will never do that. We would never do that to you, Homefield Park residents.
That one person.
It's not in our nature. It's not in our plan. We just want to bring love and light and silence in the evening.
Exactly.
Amazing. Love that. Well, thank you very much, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Take
Thank
care.
you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you so
Looking.
much.